Luka Doncic. The name alone conjures images of step-back threes, no-look passes, and triple-doubles galore. He is a basketball supernova, captivating crowds and collecting accolades like infinity stones. But beneath the blinding brilliance, there's a subtle magic at work, a hidden layer of his game that often goes unnoticed. Let's peel back the stats and hype to discover what nobody's talking about when it comes to Luka Doncic. How Luka Doncic has been doing so far this season. Luka Doncic, the Slovenian sensation, is back at it again, weaving his magic on the NBA hardwood. This season, he's not just putting up points, he's conducting an orchestra of offense, leading the Dallas Mavericks on a thrilling victory lap. So, how has Luka been doing so far? Well, let's start with the most obvious, the buckets. Luka's averaging a career-high 33.6 points per game, a stat that would make even Wilt Chamberlain raise an eyebrow. He is a scoring machine, using his Euro step like a secret weapon, draining threes with silky smoothness, and powering through defenders with the grace of a ballerina and the strength of a linebacker. Just imagine a highlight reel filled with step-back fadeaways, no-look passes that find teammates in stride, and thunderous dunks that shake the rim. That's Luka's season in a nutshell. But Luka is not just a one-man show. He's a maestro, and his teammates are his instruments. He's averaging over 9 assists per game, threading laser-sharp passes through tight spaces, finding cutters with pinpoint accuracy, and turning his defenders into unwitting decoys. Think of him as a quarterback with an arm that can launch missiles and eyes that see the future. He elevates everyone else around him, making even the role players look like all-stars. Don't be fooled by Luka's flashy moves. He's not afraid to get down and dirty on the boards either. He is averaging over 8 rebounds per game, battling giants in the paint and coming away with loose balls like a hungry vacuum cleaner. When the game is on the line and the clock is ticking down, Luka's the man you want with the ball. He has got ice in his veins, making plays that defy logic and gravity. He can create something out of nothing, like a last-second step-back three that swishes through the net as the buzzer sounds. He is the definition of clutch, the conductor who knows exactly how to orchestrate a winning symphony in the final seconds. This season, Luka's leadership has reached new heights. He is not just the best player on the court, he is the heart and soul of the Mavericks. He motivates his teammates, huddles them up with quiet intensity, and leads by example with every hustle play and dazzling dime. He's the captain of the ship, steering them through choppy waters towards calmer seas. Now, of course, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. Luka's had his fair share of challenges this season too. Injuries have sidelined him for a few games, and the team's overall record hasn't always been consistent. But even in the face of adversity, Luka has shown his resilience and adaptability. He has adjusted his game to fit the needs of the team, playing more off the ball when needed, and finding new ways to contribute even when his shot isn't falling. He's like a sculptor who can mold his game into whatever shape the situation demands. So what is next for Luka Doncic? The future is bright, as blinding as one of his patented step-back threes. He's still young, only 24 years old, and his game keeps getting better every season. He's poised to lead the Mavericks to even greater heights, maybe even a championship run. With Luka at the helm, the future at Dallas basketball is looking like a highlight reel just waiting to happen. Meanwhile, how did all these start? Well, let's go back in time to where it all began. Luka Doncic's NBA entry. In the summer of 2018, a fresh-faced 19-year-old with a mop of brown hair and a swagger beyond his years stepped onto the stage of the NBA draft. This wasn't your typical rookie, fresh out of college and full of nervous energy. This was Luka Doncic, the Slovenian sensation who had already conquered Europe, and he was ready to take the NBA by storm. Doncic wasn't just any prospect, he was a prodigy, a basketball Mozart who could weave magic with the ball at his feet. He'd already led Real Madrid to the EuroLeague championship, averaging a ridiculous 24.2 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game. He was a scoring machine, a playmaker extraordinaire, and a defensive menace, all rolled into one. The hype surrounding him was deafening. Scouts compared him to Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and even LeBron James. Some called him the next big thing, a once-in-a-generation talent who would change the game forever. Others, skeptical of his European pedigree, dismissed him as a flash in the pan, a product of a weaker league. But Luka didn't listen to the doubters. He was drafted 3rd overall by the Dallas Mavericks, a team desperately searching for a savior after the departure of Dirk Nowitzki. And boy, did he deliver. From the very first game, it was clear that Luka was the real deal. He averaged 21.2 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists in his rookie season, immediately becoming the focal point of the Mavericks offense. He danced around defenders with his Euro step, dished no-look passes that defied physics, and drained threes with a nonchalant flick of his wrist. But it wasn't just his offensive prowess that impressed. Luka had a basketball IQ that seemed years beyond his age. He saw the game in slow motion, anticipating passes and orchestrating plays like a seasoned conductor. He made his teammates better, elevating the play of everyone around him. The accolades rolled in. Rookie of the Year, All-Star appearances, even MVP whispers. Luka wasn't just living up to the hype. He was exceeding it. He was proving that his European dominance wasn't a fluke, that he belonged on the biggest stage among the NBA's brightest stars. Now, of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Luka faced injuries, slumps, and the inevitable growing pains of any young superstar. But through it all, he never lost his confidence, his swagger, or his love for the game. He learned from his mistakes, adjusted his game, and came back stronger each time. 5 years into his NBA journey, and Luka Doncic is no longer just a next big thing. He is an established star, a franchise cornerstone, and the unquestioned leader of the Dallas Mavericks. He's led them to the playoffs multiple times, even carrying them on his back during stretches. He is still just 24 years old, but he has already etched his name in the NBA history books, and his best is yet to come. Luka Doncic's entry into the NBA wasn't just about one player, it was a cultural shift. He brought a new style of play, a European flair, and a swagger that was infectious. He showed the world that basketball wasn't just an American game, but a global phenomenon, and that talent could come from anywhere. Luka Doncic's past achievements. Luka Doncic's story isn't one of overnight fame. It is a carefully composed concerto of triumphs, each note building a legacy that transcends age and borders. From European prodigy to NBA All-Star, his achievements echo with the brilliance of a young maestro commanding the court. Luka's musicality first captivated Europe. At just 13, he was leading Real Madrid's junior teams, his precocious talent blossoming like a rose in spring. By 16, he was already a regular in the EuroLeague, the continent's premier competition. His teenage years were a whirlwind of accolades: 2 EuroLeague Rising Star Awards, an ACB championship, and finally, in 2018, the EuroLeague MVP and championship titles. He wasn't just winning, he was rewriting the record books, becoming the youngest EuroLeague MVP ever. The NBA draft in 2018 was his Carnegie Hall moment. Selected 3rd overall by the Dallas Mavericks, Luka's arrival in the US was met with both anticipation and skepticism. Could the European Wonder Boy translate his magic to the bigger stage? He answered with a resounding yes. His rookie season was a symphony of statistical dominance. 21.2 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists per game. He became the first teenager in NBA history to average a triple-double in a playoff series, announcing his arrival with the flourish of a conductor taking his first bow. Since then, Luka's achievements have been a crescendo of all-star appearances, franchise records, and jaw-dropping highlights. He has become a 4-time All-Star, averaging over 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists per game throughout his career. He has led the Mavericks to multiple playoff appearances, his clutch performances etching his name in the lore of Dallas basketball. His offensive repertoire is a virtuoso's playground. The Euro step, his signature move, leaves defenders flailing while he glides to the basket with the grace of a gazelle. His no-look passes find teammates in open lanes like magic tricks, and his step-back threes are brushstrokes of pure artistry. But Luka isn't just a scorer. He is a floor general, a conductor commanding the orchestra of his team. His basketball IQ is as sharp as his handles, his vision allowing him to see the game unfold like a chessboard. He elevates those around him, making even role players shine under his spotlight. Luka Doncic's story is still being written, a symphony with many movements yet to unfold. But at just 24 years old, his past achievements paint a picture of a talent destined for greatness. Luka Doncic's current achievements. At just 24 years old, Luka Doncic has already carved his name into the hardwood history books. His game, a mesmerizing blend of power, finesse, and basketball IQ, has captivated fans and left pundits speechless. So just how dazzling are Luka's current NBA achievements? Let's take a dip into the stat pool and see what gems we can find. AllStar Allure. First things first, Luka is a magnet for the biggest stage. He has been voted an All-Star a whopping 4 times in his young career, rubbing shoulders with the league's brightest talents. Imagine the highlight reel. Luka threading no-look passes through defenders, draining step-back threes with a casual flick of the wrist and orchestrating the offense like a seasoned maestro. His star power is undeniable, lighting up arenas across the nation. First-team finesse. Luka's not just a showman, he is a basketball savant. He has been selected to the prestigious All-NBA First Team 4 years in a row, a testament to his consistent brilliance. These are the league's elite, the cream of the crop, and Luka's name sits right alongside them. It's like being invited to the coolest basketball party, and Luka's not just crashing it, he's the DJ spinning the hottest tracks. Rookie revelry. Remember that wide-eyed kid with a killer crossover? Luka's rookie season was nothing short of electrifying. He bagged the coveted Rookie of the Year award in 2019, averaging a near triple-double and leaving jaws agape with his precocious talent. It was like watching a baby Mozart composing symphonies. You knew you were witnessing something special, the birth of a legend. Triple-double threat. Speaking of triple-doubles, Luka's got a serious case of them. He has notched up 52 in his career so far, a number that puts him amongst the league's elite playmakers. Imagine scoring 20 points, grabbing 10 rebounds, and dishing out 10 assists all in one night. That's Luka's playground, and he owns it with a swagger that belies his young age. Scoring spree. But Luka's not just a pass-first point guard. He can light up the scoreboard with the best of them. He has already surpassed the 7,000 point mark in his career, a feat achieved by only a handful of NBA greats before him. Picture a flamethrower with handles draining threes from Steph Curry range and powering through defenders like a runaway freight train. That's Luka's offensive arsenal, and it is a sight to behold. Global glory. And Luka's magic transcends the NBA. He's a national hero in his native Slovenia, leading his team to the top scorer spot at the 2023 FIBA World Cup. Seeing him don the Slovenian jersey and unleash his talent on the international stage is a reminder that his impact reaches far beyond the borders of the United States. The future's bright. So where does Luka go from here? The answer is simple: up. At just 24, he has already achieved more than most players dream of. He has got the accolades, the highlights, and the love of millions. But Luka's not resting on his laurels. He's constantly evolving, adding new wrinkles to his game, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the court. Luka Doncic is more than just a basketball player. He is a phenomenon. He is a magician with the ball, a leader with infectious enthusiasm, and a once-in-a-generation talent with the potential to rewrite the record books and redefine what it means to be a point guard. So the next time you hear his name, remember this: you're not just watching a game, you're witnessing greatness in the making. And the best part? We're only just getting started. So tell us what you think about Luka Doncic's magical career down in the comments section.